Alright boys, what is going on? Happy 4th of July. God bless America, that's for sure. All these other crazy countries, they can have it. Anywho, went hunting this morning. Creek was done already hunted, or the rest of it was, since Tuesday. So, got me somebody that don't have a job, obviously, because there's not enough time to hunt that far down after you get off work, I can guarantee you that. But, anywho, 4 brokes, some kind of quartz rock, just a chunk of crazy material off the bank. This I thought was a gun flint. Worked on 3 edges. I don't know, because this chunk of lead was laying like 3 feet from it, but it just kind of looks like a shot bullet. And I'm not sure if it's not old because it's not white. Because I've got lead I found off the river that's like bead shaped, and then another raw chunk kind of like this, which it actually looks like a raw chunk. This actually looks like a mushroomed out bullet that was shot, because you got these striation rings running around it in this circular pattern right there. That's what I'd guess, but I don't know. That's everything from today. But the reason I'm throwing this video up mainly is because the show, Lake of the Ozarks Artifacts show, August 8th or 9th and 10th, 2019, Ozarks Lions Club, Fish Haven Road, Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Call Ellen Covington. There's your number. For the information on the tables, it's $25 a table. Pretty sure the show runs 8 to 3. You could set up for at 7. I think that's how it goes. Doesn't really say much of that on there. But at that show, I'm pretty sure, I haven't talked to Steve for a while, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be raffled off at that show, as long as the Lions Club's alright with it, to help benefit the show. I just get material cost back, and the rest of it's donated to the show. But I made a pair of these. The other one was auctioned off at the spring show, and then as soon as I was done with those, I was like, man, I gotta make my own. So I made those that match my lighted case. I'll have that set up. That lighted case will be in the middle right there, and then I'll have that one on the other side of it on one table, and then I'll have like a bunch of these little cases. That's a Heartbreaker that I had fixed. The base was gone. Whoa. And the tip was fractured off at an angle like that. That's a killer. Surrounded by a bunch of Heartbreakers. Blunts, a couple round dudes, only 2 hoes, big old serrated tooth piece come off the cucumber I dug up, and that's from an auction at Herman. Found that Mano, found that on a construction site. That one, and that one all come from the same auction, from a guy that lived and hunted down on the end of Missouri, right where it met the Mississippi. He got to hunt Cahokia way back in the day. He was like 90 years old. This is a dark green instead of a black. It looks black. That's from Herman. Trade from a buddy's buddy that he owed him money, and like, I don't know, this weird deal. Here's my creek case. This one I just found on Monday. That was last Friday. It's 2019 point, big one in the corner. This Cobb's is 2019. That was the hardened from January. Like I say, that was the hardened from just Monday. That's the hardened from March. In my lighted case. This is for all you people that don't get to go to the show. I know I've showed a lot of this stuff before, but if you're new to the channel, I mean, I've got a lot of these, you know, those are obviously all personals. You don't buy creek rocks hardly, but a lot of these in here are personal finds, but a lot of them are bought too. Starting a little Robinson collection. I've only found this one, and this one, and this one. And then I bought that one, that one, that one, and that one. That one was from Marty. That one's from Darren Ash. He probably remembers that he didn't want to sell that. like Strawberry Burlington Smoker. That's off of Tim Mackey. And a couple personals here. That's from Whittle. Dug that with Whittle. That's a personal off the Osage. And Brooksy's Little Killer. Just got off of him when I got the when I got that Angostura off of him. Just when I went and dropped the frame off a few months back. These are both Richard Whittle. That's some Steve Lee. Got that with the trade on an Axe. I traded him. I'm gonna try to take a lot of my Rougher Creek personal finds. A little bit of everything there. Looks like a little rice lobe possibly. Like I said, this is my lighted case. I think most of you've seen it lit up, but they don't do too good with being during the middle of the day with the sun shining in the window. At the show, it ain't too much better with them big fluorescent lights either. If you can get it in a room at night, shut the lights off, it's unreal. I gotta fit that one in there yet. It's still cut to that Cache River point. I gotta fill that one in a little bit. So I changed some of them around. That dude used to be up there in the corner, so I gotta fix him too. All kinds of stuff to fix. Lots of stuff to do before going to the show. 2 tables, it's gonna fill my truck up or my car or whichever. Blew my truck up like 4 months ago. Totaled my car about a month ago. I'm on a roll. Gotta get something's. Trade pipe, charcoal dug up, game ball, some red orc, hardened with some damage, all kinds of little stuff, tools, lots of personals, a few bought things in there, not much. That whole shelf is personals besides that little drill thing in the back. That's from my buddy. That little blade there was given to me. That's off of an auction. The rest of it's all personals. Most of that's all personals, along with them tools. Like I say, that whole shelf. That whole shelf is all personals. Run over it. These are mostly personals. That one's not. Big Pickwick with the tip missing. These 2 are from Whittle. That Schneider's from a buddy. That one's from an archaeological site. The rest of them are personals. Yeah. Like I say, half this stuff don't get brought to the show, so just a little peek at some of this stuff. It's been brought to the show probably one time or another. Just never all at once. I'd have to get 3 or 4 tables. That's my normal case that I always bring. The Cobb's right here. That's Smith, and this big, I believe it's a rice. That knife shape to it, curve. That's from that last auction. It's a Tim Mackey point right there. Go from black to smoke gray. Callaway County, I do believe. That's a drive-in, Apple Creek right there. They're monsters up there. I mean, for Apple Creeks, that thing's pushing 4, I think. That's phenomenal. Down here, they're like 2 on a good day. All kinds of stuff in there. There's a smoker from the Paw Paw. It's one of my favorite finds right here, which I say a lot of things being favorite, but this is my favorite point that I've ever found. The blue bands and the gray in it, just unreal. I like it. I purchased that little hematite knife at an auction because it looked identical to the hematite knife that I found in July of 13, I think. The big drill in the center is a personal find. Right here, this pink one, the Kings. This black rice right here. That dude, this peach one in the corner. 2 or 3 of them bird points. The second one over here is a personal find off the river. There's Brooksy's Angostura that I got off of him when I was talking about that. Little Robinson Point. That's a Smoker Dixon from Richard. Mr. Whittle. This is from the Maynard Fisher collection out of Gerald. That was pictured in the Who's Who back in the day. I've actually got 3 pieces that were pictured in the Who's Who. One of them's in here too, another one. This knife right here. It's like a Stansfield, I believe. What I'd call it. It's kind of cobbish looking, but it's super thin. Not real sure. Not too much of a bevel to it or anything, but that'd be a good reason not to have a bevel too. Yeah. I think the other one's in here. The other 2 are in here. That's a Maynard Fisher collection, and that is too. They're both pretty translucent. Like, that's Richard Whittle, Richard Whittle, Richard Whittle. That's Whittle. Used to be Rockhead, Gary's. It's Whittle's. It's from a buddy. That's from Richard Whittle. Just said that one. That's a personal. That's an auction. That's a Whittle. These 2 are personals. These 2 are personals. So 2, 4, 5 of them are personals. The rest of them all on the deal. All of these are personal finds here. All these creek points. There's my monster. 5 and 13/16. I think his cousin that goes right 200 yards away from him. 6 1/4 blade. All these are from just a couple creeks. Mostly just 2 creeks. There's a few oddballs in there that are from different creeks, and like my double notched Harrison turkey tail. See that? That's off the Osage. Shouldn't say that. No, it's not. There's so many people out there that hunt anymore. It's whatever. Free for all. Early bird gets the worm. Alright, folks. I'll let you go. Check out that Matai, or what is it? What do they call these? Mortar. Really cool Flynn Axe. Found that right out on the creek. It was so cool. It's a big dude. 8/7/16. Never found one like that that had the notches and everything on it. You find a lot of them chopper rocks, but never notched. Tool case. Gotta love them. It's a hoe. Actually, I said it didn't have any other hoes, but I found that one in the creek. Buddy dug this up when I was sitting right next to him. Middle of winter, couldn't scratch 2 inches deep. I'm like, man, we are digging on the wrong day. This ground is frozen solid. He's scratching 2 inches deep, digs that thing out. I'm like, oh my gosh, you lucky sucker. Found this one. That's the only other one I found that has notches. It's more made like an adze really than it is an axe, but it's built on the same concept pretty much. They're both creek finds. That one just must be fresh out the bank or something. No staining on it. Found this guy out on the river. He's got notching, but he's like real thin. Made like a pretty form almost. About a 1/2 inch thick. Kind of like a hatchet. That's pretty sweet. It's funny I say it was the only other piece that was notched, but yeah. Those are the 3 right there. Kind of like a snakeskin stipple. Adze, I'm not sure if that is the right stuff there. It's got some of that peach translucent stuff in the corner. Kind of looks that way. All kinds of stuff. I love the tools. Killer adze. But I'll let you go. Pushing on 14 minutes. You guys get down to that show. Win you a poster frame with that timeline poster in it, just like it was down there at the Scumbia show. I believe it's 1 for $5, 3 for $15, or 3 for $10. Sorry, just like the same price it was down at the Scumbia one. But get down there. Like to see you there, either which way, whether you buy a ticket or not. But I guess we'll see you there. If not, here's your video of my stuff. I won't be able to video at the show, so good luck and happy 4th, and everybody stay safe out there. Watch out for all the crazies. Take her easy.